16, 13, 15.
Yeah. 13, 14, 15.
Here is different.
13, 14, 15.
Yes, 16, 13, 14 and 15. Okay, 13, 14. Idam adamaharam labdam ima prashyata manoradam idam astadam apime bhavishati punadanam asamaya hatashatu Anisheta param api Ishvara aham bhogi Siddha aham balavashku sukhi Adya abhijanavadan asmi Ka anasti sadomaya Yakshe dasami modisha Iti agyana vimohita Idam adya maya laptam Imam prapshe manuroktam Idam astidam apime Bhavishati punadanam Asamaya hata shastru Hanisheta paran api Ishvaro aham bhogi Siddha aham balavan sukhi Adya abhijanavan ashmi Ko anya asti sadasmaya Yakshe dasyami mudisha Iti agyana vimohita Idam adya maya labdam Manotratam Idam astidam apime Bhavishati punadanam Asaumaya hata shastru Anisheta paramapi Ishvaro aham bhogi Siddha aham balavan sukhi Adyo abhijanavan ashmi Ka anya asti sadasamaya Yakshe vyasami mudisya Iti agyana vimohita Translation. What? Idam, this. Adya, today. Maya, by me. Labda, gain. Imam, this. Prapshe, I shall gain. Manaratam, according to my desires. Idam, this. Asti, there is. Idam, this. Api, also. Me, mine. Bhavishati, it will increase in the future. Puna, again. Dhanam, wealth. Asau, that. Maya, by me. Hara, has been killed. Satru, energy. Hanisha, I shall kill. Cha, also. Aparan, others. Api, Satan. Ishwara, the Lord. Aham, I am. Aham, I am. Bogi, the enjoyer. Siddha, perfect. Aham, I am. Balavam, powerful. Sukhi, happy. Adya, wealthy. Abhijanavan, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. Ashmi, I am. Ka, ho. Anya, other. Asti, there is. Shatrisha, like. Maya, me. Yakshe, I shall sacrifice. Dasyami, I shall give charity. Modishe, I shall rejoice. Iti, thus. Ajnana, by ignorance. Vimohita, deluded. Translation. And Papa Divine Grace says, from Sofa King. The demoniac person thinks, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So much is mine now, and it will increase in the future, more and more. He is my enemy, and I have killed him, and my other enemy will also be killed. I am the Lord of everything. I am the enjoyer. I am perfect, powerful, and happy. I am the richest man, surrounded by aristocratic relatives. There is none so powerful and happy as I am. I shall perform sacrifices. I shall give some charity, and thus I shall rejoice. In this way, such persons are deluded by ignorance. Continue. Purport?
No purport.
Oh, there's no purport. Okay. I'll go to the second.
Translation itself is purport. Big translation.
Okay, next one, yeah? 16. Anekashita Vibranta Mohajala Samavita Prakshakama Bogesu Pantantina Rekesha Asau. Translation. Thus perplexed by various anxieties and bound by a network of illusions, they become too strongly attached to sense enjoyment and fall down into hell. Papa, Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The demoniac man knows no limit to his desire to acquire money. Thus he is unlimited. He thinks only of how much assessment he has just now and schemes to enjoy that stock of wealth further and further. For that reason, he does not hesitate to act in any sinful way, and so deals in the black market of illegal gratification. He is enamored by the possession he has already, such as land, family, house, bank balance, and he is always planning to improve them. He believes in his own strength, and he does not know that whatever he is gaining is due to his past good deeds. He is given an opportunity to accumulate such things, but he has no conception of past causes. He simply thinks all his mass of wealth is due to his own endeavor. A demoniac person believes in the strength of his personal work, not in the law of karma. According to the law of karma, a man takes his birth in a high family, or becomes rich, or very well educated, or very beautiful because of good work in the past. The demoniac think that all these things are accidental and due to the strength of one's personal ability. They do not sense any arrangement behind all the varieties of people, beauty, and education. Anyone who comes into competition with such a demoniac man is his enemy. There are many demoniac people, and each is enemy to the others. This enmity becomes more and more deep between persons, then between families, then between societies, and at last between nations. Therefore, there is constant strife, war, and enmity all over the world. Each demoniac person thinks that he can live at the sacrifice of all others. Generally, a demoniac person thinks of himself as the supreme God. And a demoniac preacher tells his followers, "Why are you seeking God elsewhere? You are all yourselves God. Whatever you like, you can do. Don't believe in God. Throw away God. God is dead." These are the demoniac preachings. Although the demoniac person sees others equally rich and influential, or even more so, he thinks that no one is richer than he, and that no one is more influential than he. As far as promotion to the higher planetary system is concerned, he does not believe in performing yagyas or sacrifices. Demons think that they will manufacture their own processes of yagya and prepare some machine by which they will be able to reach any higher planet. The best example of such demoniac man was Ravan. He offered a program to the people by which he would prepare a staircase so that anyone would reach the heavenly planet without performing sacrifices, such as are prescribed in the Vedas. Similarly, in the present age, such demoniac men are striving to reach the higher planetary systems by mechanical arrangements. These are examples of bewilderment. The result is that without their knowledge, they are gliding toward hell. Here, the Sanskrit word Mahajala is very significant. Jala means net. Like fish caught in a net, they have no way to come out. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Sari Gaura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So the demoniac persons think so much, well, do I have today, and I will gain more according to my schemes. So here, Prabhupada, of this chapter, the divine and the demoniac, is trying to explain to us the mentality of the demoniac people, that because they have gotten so much, like Prabhupada is mentioning in his Bible, that by dint of their previous life, their good karmic reactions, they have come to have a lot of fortune with them. So with this fortune, they become so proud, and as such, they forget about the Supreme Personality, or they think themselves as the acquired so much wealth. Prabhupada is mentioning here land, and so many other properties, factories. They have this vast network of richness around them. So with all this richness that they have acquired, so they forget that there is somebody, or there is a Supreme Personality of Godhead who has provided all these things for them, and then they think that they are the ones who have, endeavored by their own efforts. They have, gotten this wealth, and as such, they become so much proud of themselves. So, Prabhupada is also mentioning that such people, they forget about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and they think that they are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or they are the gods themselves. We remember when Prabhupada went to America, when he just started this movement. The Americans, we had this hippie generation, and they were already said that, or there was this saying that God is dead, that God is no longer existing, because for the Americans, we see at that time America was very strong. It was very rich at that time. People who had a lot of money, and they were just using the money for drugs and sense gratification basically. And like Prabhupada is mentioning here, that the demoniac, they have these arrangements for sense gratification. So many arrangements, different arrangements for sense gratification. So as such, they finish, or they endeavor so much to enjoy their senses in so many various ways. We see presently we have a lot of places for sense enjoyment. You have the clubs, you have the resorts, you have parks, where people they will go and just enjoy their senses. And they are even having this Prabhupada is mentioning where like a king like Ravan who was so much into sense enjoyment that he even had planned to build a staircase so that people can go to heaven without endeavoring so much of doing yajna. So this is the way of demons. This is how they work, because the wealth that they have gotten, they think that there is nothing beyond what they have. They are so much blinded by this wealth, fame, and that they completely don't see God in their personal endeavors, because such a person, what does he need? He has money, he has everything, he has the insurances, so he doesn't, have any problem with anything, Just unfortunately, like, recently we have had this COVID situation, whereby now people have started to be kind of caged in, like here in Africa, you see, like, when these rich personalities, they are sick, they always fly out to other countries, to get medication and, attention. But, since COVID, struck, they kind of, been boxed in. Nobody can, go to any other country unless you are too much extremely, like, very rich. You can, hire your own jet so that you can, be taken to the next day or where you want to be taken. But this is what the demons have, have got into. They have accumulated. We just had an issue of this panorama issue, whereby, different presidential candidates from various, countries have been caught up, stealing money. This is what Prabhupada normally says in Srimad Bhagavatam, that the leaders of present day, actually they are demonic, because instead of, using the money that they collect from tax for, servicing the citizens, the subjects, as it's used to be, you see when, when King, like Ramayana, when he was a ruler, everybody was self-satisfied. Everything was there, available for everybody. There, there was no classes, no, poor people, If anything happened, it's a case whereby, a father lost his son, and then, he had to go to, ask King Ram, it doesn't happen, a son cannot die before their parents die, so what is really happening here? So they had to, find out the cause, and then, the remedy was found. So this is not the case in present day. We see a lot of, we call them street families. Families that are just living on the streets with a lot of beggars, blind people, cripples, all over the place, and they are not being taken care of by the government, which is supposed to be taking care of them. But what this, people or these politicians are doing, they're stealing the money. They're taking all the money and putting them. Somebody has so much property. Used to say they have so much. How many chapatis can you eat in a day? 2, 3 chapatis. How many billions are you slashing for what reason? So this is the way the modern people, they accrue money, they stash for the future. Who knows the future? And if you die, so what? How much are you going to go with? So there's a very simple verse in the Bible which says, "You came naked and you will go naked." Meaning you came with nothing, and when you die, you go with nothing. So as much as we want to accumulate so much wealth and whatever we want to have, it's a useless endeavor. This also a verse that's saying is like, vanity of vanity is all vanity. Vanity of vanity means, whatever we are, it's like wind. We are trying to chase wind. How can you catch wind? It's not possible. Vanity of vanity is all vanity. So all these endeavors, unless, we are engaged, in the serving of the Supreme Personality of God, and then all our endeavors is useless. It's all vanity. It's just going to vanish like that. So as much as we want, or as much as they are accumulating all this wealth, it's not going to help them at all. They are not, even Prabhupada is mentioning the power here, they are not even concerned about sacrifices. Or if it is sacrifices, proud for their own sense gratification. Yagyas are meant to satisfy the Supreme Personality of God, Vishnu. And here they decry, they don't want people to do sacrifices. They are, condemning, God. They are saying that God does not exist. They are gods. They think themselves as God because they have, or they think they have everything. And then Prabhupada is mentioning also they are trying to go, to the heavenly planets because you cannot go to heavenly planets unless you do some yagyas, you do some, some sacrifices. Previously, you had to do some yagyas so that you can elevate yourself to the heavenly or to the higher planetary. Even, you want to go to the spiritual world. It's not, just you wake up and, you say you are going. You have to arrange, Prabhu was mentioning the other time, you have to prepare yourself, get all the necessary papers, visas and everything so that you can travel. So you cannot just wake up one day and say that I want to go to my country. It's not possible. You have to engage yourself in devotional service and, please, the spiritual master, etc., etc. So these demonic people, they have come up with so many ways. Ravan was, trying to build a staircase to the heavenly planet. Now they have, these rockets, that, they are going to the moon, they are going to the Mars. Recently, they are, coming up with these machines that will travel faster than light, so that they can go wherever they want to go. So all these endeavors is useless because as much as they want to reach wherever they want to reach, it's not possible. They cannot go there and stay there because they are not assimilated to the planets where you cannot. Very special personalities that can go to the heavenly planets or wherever they want to go with their present bodies, But we have to get spacesuits, when they are going to the moon. We see that they have to have these spacesuits so that they can survive in these places. And normally they don't even survive for so long. They have to come back. Prabhupada says, as much as they want to go up, they have to come down. They have to come back because because this is where our bodies allow us to exist. We cannot exist beyond this. A fish cannot come to land and feel comfortable. You cannot bring a fish and put it in ocean and pat it and think it will be okay. I cannot go to the ocean and stay there for how many 5 hours. I'll be exhausted. Either I'm drawn or have to come back to land. So our environment as human beings is this planetary Earth, and by only engaging ourselves in sacrificial activities, yagyas that are pleasing to the Supreme Personality of God, then only can we elevate ourselves, either by our good deeds. By our good deeds, whatever we do good, we get elevated to the heavenly planet. And here, as Prabhupada said, because these demonic people, they are engaged in evil activities, all their endeavors is wasted, and then they go down to hell. So the demonic people, whatever activities they are doing it's not worth it. It's not worth it. But the divine people who are engaged in devotional service, engaged themselves in serving the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then by the mercy of, the spiritual master, the gurus, then we can, go back home, back to God. So, that is it. Any comments, Prabhuji?
Nice class.
I'm not qualified. Thank you so much.
What you are saying that is done.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Because you are saying.
Hare Krishna.